Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, and W253DF Memphis. Flynn Broadcasting Stations.
It's time for Wolo and Friends on Sports 56. Here is your host, the voice of the Tigers, Dave Woloshin.
Good Wednesday. It's decision day. What will David Jones do? Is DJ coming? Is DJ staying in the NBA draft? He has till midnight to let us know. I'll give you my take on all of that in a second. We will hear from Jason Munns on that exact decision. That comes your way at the end of the show. No decision yet for who plays the Celtics for the NBA title. Minnesota, a winner last night. And we picked the Canadian Open today when Johnny Lyons and Mickey Barker join us for our golf picks. Zach Boyd, where are we in the picking results at this moment? Where in the money standings are we? Who goes first this week?
So after last week's
nobody had Riley Davis last week.
Yeah.
I did have the second place finisher, or tied, in Scotty Scheffler. Somebody had Keegan Bradley.
That was me.
Oh, wow. You are making great inroads. I'm so proud of you.
It's slow progress, Dave.
That's it.
Slow progress.
Well, the turtle wins the race, right?
Yeah. So after last week's totals at the Charles Schwab,
Yeah.
I will be picking first again.
What a shock.
Per usual. Mickey will be picking second.
Whoa. I'm third?
You're third.
So Johnny still leads, huh?
And Johnny will close us out.
What is Johnny's lead? What has Johnny got? How much money?
11.1 million.
And where am I?
You're at 10.1 million.
Okay, I'm within striking range. Where's Mickey?
9.9 million.
Oh, I very much love that I'm only 200 in front of him. Now Zach Boyd enters the picture. You were so far behind. It's like you fell at the start of the race. You've gotten up, and you have persevered onward. Where are we?
I'm a little less than 8 million in total, so 7.9.
7.9 million. Yeah, you're in the game. Okay.
Back-to-back weeks.
Very good.
Getting the most money, so I like that.
Okay. Let me just start with, I have a gut feel about David Jones, just from things that I've heard around, read comments of his. It appears more and more that I don't think David Jones is coming back. I think he's going to try to become a pro. First of all, he's older. So the longer he waits on that clock to try to make the NBA, the worse it is for him. They love one-and-dones. They love guys with upside that are young that they can train and develop and that sort of thing. So I think he wants to get that clock started. But I don't think it's a good thing for him because I don't believe he's going to make it. Now, let me preface that. He's a great scorer. He's a wonderful personality. I'm going to miss him. I like doing interviews with him. I don't think he loved doing interviews, but I think he didn't mind doing them as much with me. We always had fun with those. So I'm going to miss that aspect of it. Obviously, I'm going to miss his scoring when he is on. But he's really 6'3". He's not 6'6" and a half. He does not have a good handle. He has more turnovers than he has assists. When you're going to be a two-guard in the NBA, you can't have a negative ratio. And he does. And he's not even close. I think he came close to being a even ratio in like the third game. After that, it was negative the whole way. He turns the ball over more than he assists. I would give you a good example. Lester Quinones. Lester Quinones gambled on himself. In the end, it paid off because now he's got an NBA contract with Golden State. But in the beginning, it did not pay off for him. He would have done better, really, staying in Memphis. And he's much younger than David Jones. But he went and he got a two-way deal with Golden State that lasted 2 weeks. So he had the potential to make $480,000. He ended up in the G League pretty much the whole year, and he made $40,000. He would have made much more than that playing for Memphis on a team that year with him. That's the Kendrick Davis year. That team, that would have been a Sweet 16 team. That's the team that lost to FAU. He's on that team. Oh, my gosh. Who knows? That would have been a really good team. He paid the price, but he ended up making it. Maybe that happens for David Jones. But he could shoot almost from the outside. He could shoot as every bit as proficiently as David Jones. He could handle the ball. He was a better passer. And here's the big part. He's a defender. He's a good defensive player. He was our lockdown guy. When there was another wing player that was a good scorer, he was on him. You cannot do that with David Jones. Oh, and by the way, they're the same size. Actually, Lester may be taller, now that we know that really 6'3.5" is David Jones' size. Now, I want him back. I'm saying that right now. I'd love to have a guy who's the leading scorer in your league back, but he had the ball, and I found this out from Jason Munz, who's going to join us a little bit later. 31% of the time he took the shot. Lord knows what was the percentage of the ball in his hands. He's a high-usage guy, not a high-efficiency guy. You've got other players on this team that have come in that need the ball too. And guess what? They all defend. Now, I'm not saying I don't want David Jones back, but I am saying David Jones not coming back is a brutal blow to this team. Certainly not a fatal blow to this team. Because between Haggerty, who has the chance to really be every bit as good or better than David Jones, Colby Rogers, the sharpshooter from the outside, you've got the kid from Texas that is going to be your point guard that sets everybody up. You've got enough guys that can score and defend to be really good in this league. So would I like him back? Sure. Do I think it's terrible that he doesn't come back? No. And I want what's best for David Jones in the long run. And if David Jones thinks his pro clock has to start now, then go for it, buddy. I'm all for you. I do think, though, be careful. Sometimes you get what you ask for, and it's not exactly what you thought you were going to get. Because the way I see it, he'll have a chance maybe to get a two-way because he's not going to get drafted. I've not seen him in any mock draft, not even close, and he didn't help himself at the Combine. So he's going to go to these NBA camps, and if he gets a two-way, and I hope he does, he's fortunate. If he doesn't, he's playing in front of 800 people, taking buses and commercial flights for the year that he could have made $200, $300,000, whatever it is, and playing the schedule that the U of M has. We'll see how it all plays out. He's got till midnight today. Gut feel is if he was staying, we'd have heard already. I don't believe he will. I'm sitting in the Family Leisure studio. Don't forget, summer's here. Oh, wait. It's time to party. We've got a new sale. 24-foot and above ground pools now under $2,000. Just in. Summer, it's here. All ladders, filter systems, and robotic cleaners. 20% off. And I know that because I just got one yesterday. I got a new robotic cleaner. Select is huge. In-stock patio furniture, huge. 50% off, too. 50% off. Play gyms up to $1,000 off. Patio umbrellas 20% off. The 4-person hot tubs under $3,000. And there's discounted pricing on all in-stock pool, toys, floats, all while supplies last. All you got to do is get there. We've got a new thing happening. It's summer, and Family Leisure knows it. Oh, look who's here. Dennis Philippi. What are you doing here?
I'm just here to record some commercials. You know, I've got a...
Oh, you doing Central again?
Central Barbecue, Sunrise, Bell Tavern, a few of those kind of things. Just got to come in here and do those.
You and Big Zeke, those are Those are real. I love those commercials.
Thank you very much.
I really do.
I've been writing them for Central Barbecue. I've probably been writing commercials for them for 7 years, something like that.
Yeah.
And I just have to come up with something funny every month.
So I've always wondered this: are they paying you, or do you just eat well?
No, they pay me.
Oh, okay.
And I eat well.
Okay.
But the
That's
money
a good
they pay
deal.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you're right. Daniel Jones did not help himself in the combine because he shrunk. So that wasn't helpful.
He was really 6'6" last year.
Yeah. And coming back.
See, and people think they exaggerate. They didn't take into the account the shrink factor. I like that.
It happens.
It happens
it's
to
just a phenomenon.
It happens to a lot of males in cold water, but I didn't realize it could happen when you're, early 20s.
Well, and were he to come back, he would also really shrink because, as you said, there's only one ball to go around.
Yeah.
And he would not have. He wants the ball in his hands every chance possible. Every time he doesn't get that ball is one more time the NBA is not going to notice him. Coming back is not going to help his. A lot of times, the guy should come back for one more year because he needs to mature. Jones doesn't need to mature. Jones needs to be noticed, and he's not going to be noticed if he comes back this year with the Tigers. He's going to be less noticed. But aside from all that, and I got sports stuff. I wrote down some notes about sports. But what's bugging me is this commercial for the full body deodorant. Are you familiar with this?
I'm really not.
It's a whole thing.
Yeah. It's a
whole
woman
thing.
who does it, and she goes down there.
But there's a whole bunch of different ones there for whole body deodorant.
Yeah.
Here's an idea: bathe, bathe, and put on clean clothes. That's all it is. You don't need to be covering yourself with some chemical. Bathe, put on regular deodorant, put on some clean clothes, and if you're still funky, you don't need full body deodorant. You need medical attention. Very sorry about the loss of Bill Walton. I interviewed Bill once on the phone. I don't really remember much about the interview, and I think it's a safe bet that seconds after it, he didn't remember much about the interview either. He was very charming, but I don't think he was fully present.
How many interviews do you think in his life
Exactly.
did he do? And seriously, and I said this before. To think that he became this great communicator when he got to UCLA, couldn't interview because of his stuttering issues. That is as incredible as his ability to rebound and outlet pass. To overcome what he did to become one of the better basketball television analysts that we had. That's phenomenal.
Although he could be all over the place. I mean, he could be, I love this game, but I hate the men who play it.
Yeah. No, he was nuts, but that's why we liked him. You didn't know what was going to come out of his mouth.
On the NBA front, I'm very, very happy for Mike Conley getting the win for Minnesota. When he went to Utah, honestly, I thought he was winding things down because nobody chooses to live in Salt Lake City. Not unless you're a crazy person. I worked a comedy club in Salt Lake City, Dave, I'm not making this up, that had a 2-drink maximum. It is not a fun town. Right. So I thought he was just going there to wrap things up.
It's very pretty, though.
And
sure. Park City's just like right around the corner.
But it's just an awful place. The people are awful. Trust me. I did stand-up comedy there. I know. They were horrible.
Did they boo you?
No. They just kind of stared. Which is even worse. I think I'd rather be booed than just have people kind of looking at you like, I'm not sure what he's trying to accomplish here. But very, very happy for him. Salt Lake City, Mike Conley. But anyway, love Mike Conley. Glad he got the win. They're not going to win 4 in a row. Obviously, that's not going to happen.
Right.
We know Dallas. I thought that Anthony Edwards' jawing was going to make Doncic mad enough for him to just win the game by himself late last night because Edwards would not shut up. But they didn't win it. But they got one game. Congratulations. They may get 2 games, but they're not going to win.
Can I ask you, is it a foul to breathe on somebody?
Well, okay. On that front.
I've never seen a guy get more calls. There's 2 players, and we're going to see them in the NBA championships, and I can't wait to see how this plays out. There's 2 guys that are great players. I love watching them play, so don't get me wrong. But it irks me to no end that if you just touch Luka Doncic, boop, foul. And the other extreme, Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown can kill you murder you. He should be in front of a jury on some of these things. He got away with an absolute, what should have been maybe an F2. He got away as a common foul the other night, hitting a guy in the face, knocking him to the ground. Poor T.J. McConnell. He gets away with everything. One guy, you breathe on him. The other guy can murder you. No calls. Or all calls. It's incredible.
You say murder like this is like the East is anything like it used to be. We've known for 7 months, we've known for a year that Boston was going to be representing the East because the East sucks. Everybody knows that. But the East is nothing like it used to be. Our generation, we remember when the East was king, because when the Pistons and the Pacers were literally, not figuratively, literally battling it out.
And the Knicks and the Bulls.
Exactly. If you had a team, like if the late 80s Pistons were to show up now, people would be staggered about how dirty Lambeer.
They changed the rules because
because they
were bad boys.
They were filthy teams. Lambeer's specialty was sucker punching guys in the back of the head.
Right.
I'm sure you've seen there's an entire compilation video of nothing but Lambeer punching guys who've just come off the basket as they're heading down court. Go ahead, give him a little slug in the back of the head just to remind them you really don't want to come within arm's reach of Bill Lambeer. So what you're talking about is completely different than the way the East used to be, where they weren't, forget hand checking, they were getting away with assault back then. I'm not one of those guys who says that everything in the past was better than it is now. Honestly, I like the NBA better now with less contact than they used to have. It was fun to watch at the time, but now watching it, you're seeing better athletics in the NBA now. One thing that I have been noticing in the NBA, the double standard on Doris Burke. I love Doris Burke. She's a fantastic broadcaster. But when she came in as a broadcaster to ESPN, she wasn't.
Can I tell you something? I don't think you're aware of this.
What?
When Doris Burke first came up,
right?
So was I, and we worked 4 games together, 2 different years in the NCAA women's tournament, and she's a fantastic person, and I think a fantastic broadcaster. But they have inserted her into a position where, unfortunately, there's no chemistry between the three. That's the issue there.
That is part of the problem. But what I'm talking about is, and you remember when she first came in, she wasn't exactly the image that we're used to as a female broadcaster. She wasn't really particularly telegenic.
Are you telling me she wasn't Erin Andrews? Is that what you're saying?
Right. She was a fantastic college basketball player.
Right.
And she just wasn't. But they basically put like a scaffolding around her, like the Statue of Liberty. I used to call it the Doris Burke Reclamation Project. They were trying to make her look as feminine as they possibly could, and they've been pressing her for her entire career. Meanwhile, it doesn't look like anybody's asking Brian Windhorst to mix in a salad every once in a while. I mean, there's just there's a huge disparity there where you could tell they're putting all this pressure on Doris Burke, and then Brian's just, hey, Brian, I don't know if you noticed down in the press room, all you can eat donuts. I got to get out of here, fellas. Get out of the way. I did watch some of the rain-shortened Indy 500. Are you an open-wheel racing guy?
You know what? I should, but I'm really not.
I can't stand it. Whenever it's the only open-wheel race I watch a year. And every year I watch it and go, oh, man, that's right. I hate open-wheel racing.
Well, you realize that was the race, right? Forever.
Oh, yeah.
When I was a kid.
Have you been to it?
No. I've never even been to the Indy 500.
We went to the Indy 500 one year, and it was a great time. It was a great experience.
Did you sit in the infield?
No. And plus, you can barely see it. They go by. So anyway, my point is I don't like it because open-wheel racing is an exercise in watching a fiberglass car evaporate if it comes into contact with anything but air. I like NASCAR. NASCAR, if you're not taking paint off of the cars with each other, because that's what NASCAR is about.
Do you like when they wreck you and then they have a fight afterwards?
Well, that's exactly what I was going to talk about, because these guys, over the course of a season, because they're making a lot of contact, and they learn to really, really hate each other, and they don't make any secret of it either, because we're, a week removed from Olive Branch's own Ricky Stenhouse, who is a little bit of a hothead, taking a swing at Kyle Busch, who is a tool, because Busch knocked him out of the race as payback for something Stenhouse did last year. Now, that's my kind of sport. I like grudges. I mean, I like fights. I like drama. I like grudges. I like NASCAR. I don't like NASCAR to see the wrecks. I'm over wrecks. I like the drama. I like the soap opera.
I really believe what they should do is now, after next week's race, set up a pay-per-view Stenhouse-Busch MMA fight. Just to the end, buddy.
No,
choke him out.
See,
knock him out.
Not an MMA fight, just a fight.
Either way, a fight after that would be good.
No pads, just a fight. Just fight like people actually fight. Eventually, they just end up rolling around on the garage floor.
Well, they already did that. He sucker punched him. I mean, come on. Stenhouse is sitting there. They're talking, and he just winds up and hits him. Now, Bush showed no defensive abilities whatsoever.
No, the guy could, but he didn't have a glass.
Telegraphed the punch.
He didn't have a glass jaw, so you got to give him
credit for that. I give him credit for that.
One last thing. Very happy to say goodbye to Angel Hernandez, the most widely disliked person in baseball, not named Bryce Harper. This is great. Bring on the robotic umps. I can't wait for it. It's going to work. Bring on and finally. Football is experimenting with the same technology. It's worked in golf. It's worked in tennis. It's going to work in baseball. Instead of having two middle-aged dudes eyeballing it to figure out where to spot the ball and then move their little chain. Take them completely out of the equation. The football will tell you where it's supposed to be spotted and take out the dumbest holdover in all of sports, the idiots with the chains in football.
They're not taking them out. They're still going to be there.
They're the backup. They're going to be the backup to the computer system, to the radar system, and eventually, like umpires, they're going to be completely eliminated.
Well, baseball umpires are still going to be needed for outs, safe.
Yeah. For
fair ball.
For the bases, but they're going to
replay anyway.
You don't need a guy for balls and strikes anymore.
Now they're going to use that square. I guess that's fair. I don't know. I have a good friend who's a major league umpire, is a Memphian. His name is Andy Fletcher. He's probably about your age, actually.
Well, I'm 60. You've brought me in to bring in younger listeners.
He's actually younger. Yeah.
Oh.
We hope we see. This is why I'm at 10, because they're still up. Those folks. Get out of here.
All right, I'm done.
That is Dennis Philippi. Oh, that is pretty good. This portion of the show brought to you, and I don't know why, because he's not a sweet guy by any means, but it's brought to you by Dinstall's. And Becky has already said to me this morning, we got a terrific summer Sizzler special. I'm talking about Becky Dinstall. They did a really nice story about her in the Daily Memphian. She's president of the AutoZone Liberty Bowl this year, but she knows how to make candy, baby. And she's got the pecan roll going to this week for the summer Sizzler special, which you know what that means. You buy one, you get one free, or that's half off if you don't know how to do math. It's soft. It's got this fluffy divinity center. It's dipped in chewy caramel, then rolled in crisp pecans. Are you kidding me? It's a traditional Southern treat. Great for the summer. And again, for this week only, buy one, get one free. Also, they got everything covered now. In chocolate, we're talking strawberries. They do it differently than everybody. They have this system with a fondant. Nobody knows what's in the fondant. It kind of breaks down the fruit, which means it gets juicier. Then they cover it in chocolate. It's incredible. With strawberries, grapes, pineapple, and now raspberries. Go check it out. You got 5 places to get it. My neck of the woods in Laurelwood, of course, where they make it in Pleasant View, Germantown, Collierville, or even that little quaint store downtown. That is really cool. It's everywhere. And the Summer Sizzler special is the pecan roll this week at Family Leisure. When we come back, we talk golf. Johnny, Mickey, Zach, and me. It's all coming your way in just a minute.
Start your day with Sports 56 Mornings with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy. Weekday mornings from 7 to 10, right here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Looking for sports in all the wrong places? Try the Owner's Box Sports Bar and Grill in Lakeland Town Square. Fun, friendly, exciting, and comfortable with wall-to-wall TVs for all your favorite games, 24 taps for all your favorite beers, including NA and local craft beers, and an in-front-of-the-wall full bar for all your other favorite beverages, including a full wine list. Add in an upscale menu, patio seating, daily specials, and events, and you found all your sports in the one right place. The Owner's Box Sports Bar and Grill in Lakeland Town Square, Highway 70.
When it's time for a brake job, go with a solution that delivers one of the smoothest and most quiet rides on the road. Napa Silent Guard brakes. Made with fiber-reinforced shims that eliminate noise for the life of the pad. Rubber-coated hardware for a better fit on 99.5% of vehicles. And quality design that meets and exceeds OE performance. Napa Silent Guard brakes deliver the stopping power and performance drivers demand in their vehicles. Available now at Napa locations nationwide.
Get ready because the Gossett Mitsubishi Motors Summer Sales Event is on, and now is the best time to buy. You want 43 MPG Highway? We Gossett in 2024 Mitsubishi Mirage, $18,960 or $279 a month. 2024 Mitsubishi Outlander Sport. We Gossett, $27,350 or $399 per month. And your summer adventure starts with 2024 Mitsubishi Outlander SE. We Gossett, $29,865 or $449 a month. Plus, every Gossett Mitsubishi comes with Mitsubishi's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. That's Gossett Mitsubishi, 1870 Covington Pike, online 24/7 at memphismitsubishi.com.
If you want it, we Gossett at Gossett Motor Cars.
Mirage RHFO 9083, MSRP 19460, Sport RU 0110 764, MSRP 28070, Outlander RZO 53896, MSRP 30895, PF 695, acquisition fee 595, 15 cents excess mileage, excludes tax, title, and license. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through end of the month with approved credit dealer stock only.
With your choice of select sandwich, nugs, fries, and a drink, Wendy's $5 Biggie Bag is your go-to. Your nugget wingman. Your hot and crispy fry co-pilot.
Just like us. We're like the bag boys.
What?
Bag boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when we bring your food?
For a deal you can count on, bet on Biggie and choose wisely. Choose Wendy's.
Bag boys.
U.S. price and participation may vary. Includes choice of JVC or crispy chicken sandwich with 4-piece nugs, junior fry, and small soft drink. Third-party delivery pricing may be higher.
At Jason's Deli, when you're dining in or picking up curbside, you can expect wholesome food and no surprises, just delicious sandwiches, crisp salads, and quick quality meals made with the freshest ingredients and no artificial trans fats, MSG, high fructose corn syrup, or artificial colors and dyes. Around here, a lot of thought goes into what we put into our food and what we take out of it, because you're not just taking a bite, you're getting a taste of who we are. New items are constantly being created to expand our menu for all tastes and special diets with vegan and gluten-free options available. Convenience and on-time delivery you can count on. It's just a click away at jasonsdeli.com, so whether you need to feed 5 people or 5,000, the team at Jason's Deli, they have the credentials and the commitment to keep you satisfied. Freshness is nearby at Jason's Deli with locations at Ridgeway in the Park Place Center, Poplar and Highland, Germantown Road in Cordova, and on Goodman Road in Olive Branch. Jason's Deli. It's wholesome food and no surprises.
Now back to Wolo and Friends on Sports 56. Here once again is the voice of the Tigers, Dave Woloshin.
I have time to make some golf picks, and our golf picks are every week brought to you by Memphis Public Golf. Full disclosure, I'm playing Galloway today. I want you to pass by any golf course. I'm talking any country club, and then pass by Galloway and tell me which is prettier. Galloway is so gorgeous, in such good condition. Pine Hill, too, and we'll ask Mickey about the greens there. But Mickey's got breaking news. Mickey Barker's going to tell us when Audubon is going to open. They got their opening day. We'll get an update on that in just a second. Again, the order, because Zach Boyd back in the game. He's at $7.9 million. Mickey now will pick second at $9.9 million. I'm third, $10.1. Johnny leads the way. He's got $11.1 million. We will be picking the Canadian Open, and that course, I guess in Hamilton, Ontario, has been redone a little bit, just the way the Colonial was last week. And I think it's more precision, this course, than length. It's not quite the same field as some of the signature events, but there are still plenty of good players in it, including Rory McIlroy. and Shane Lowry, who won as a team earlier this year down in New Orleans. Let's start with Mickey Barker, because Mickey, he's got the lowdown. Tell me a little bit about when Audubon's going to open where everybody can play. Good morning.
Good morning, Dave. It really is amazing that we're already to this point. It seemed like, we started the Audubon project. It was so far off of when we were going to actually get to open, but now it looks like it's coming up really soon.
So what if you can define really soon? Give me a date.
August 1st. Thursday, August 1st, we're going to be open for regular business at Audubon. We will be in a temporary trailer there off of Cherry Road in our new parking lot, which will be finished sometime later in June, and then we'll be up and running August 1st.
August 1st, Audubon will open up to the public. Have you got some sort of a tournament before that there?
Not necessarily a tournament. We're going to have some, we'll have a ribbon cutting, grand opening ceremony with the administration, the mayor and the administration, and we'll be doing some small group testing out there that, won't be open to the public, but just to make sure that we have everything the way it needs to be when we open up for regular play on August 1st.
Man, I can't wait for that. I know that by the way, the spatial thing that you guys can see so easily, and I cannot. I saw now that you've cut out the area where the clubhouse is going to be, and I guess where the trailer will initially be, is huge. I just did not picture that in my mind until I saw it cut out with dirt.
It really is amazing. It seemed like such a small space when Bill Bergen, the golf course architect, but what he did from the beginning, he looked at Memorial Park down in Houston, where they host the Houston Open, and he said, okay, this is enough room. They have a big clubhouse. They have a first tee program there. They have its own building, and he said, so there's enough room here with parking and everything. So he took that and he superimposed it onto Audubon, and he said, okay, there's enough room there. We'll make it work. And we actually took a trip last spring down to Houston to see that property, and I was like, there's no way this fits in that spot. But it does. It's amazing.
It's incredible. I don't mean to be a smart guy when I ask this, but once you've done this now, other than the Audubon Clubhouse, what is next on your plate for Memphis Public Golf?
Well, we don't know. Obviously, all of the golf courses have been renovated for the most part within the last 20 years, with the exception of Riverside, and we are going to make some improvements there. So that's our next focus. Is downtown is so popular, so we're gonna look to Riverside and see what we can do there.
All right, I'm certainly excited about that. I'm so glad that you've got everything going now at Audubon to open. Then let me bring in Johnny Lyon, and Johnny, let me start with you. News today: Lexi Thompson at the age of 29. Now let's not forget this young lady played at 12 years old. I mean, she's been on the tour when she won an event since she was 16. So she's been on the LPGA Tour for 13 years, but she cited mental health. We saw with the tragedy, the suicide of Grayson Murray this past weekend. This being on tour is not as easy or as glamorous as we all think it is. Good morning, Johnny.
Good morning, Wolo. Yeah, the PGA Tour looks a whole lot like the life of the rich and famous, or days of our lives these days, between the suicide of Grayson Murray, the rumors of Rory and his affair with Amanda Balonis, and, Rory not dropping charges on him. He's going to have to go to court June the 3rd. It just seems to be a lot of negative, bad things going on.
Yeah, it's soap opera like, but I remember when Rachel Heck decided she was not going to be an LPGA pro, and I think Ted Butler said this either on air or to me privately, that when he spoke with her father, that she decided she would still play some amateur events because she still loves golf. And what a way to go out. She made the winning putt for Stanford to win the NCAA title. But that she had 12 friends on the LPGA Tour, and they were all lonely and miserable, and that was not the lifestyle that she wanted to have, and that's why Lexi Thompson is getting out of it. She talked about a lonely lifestyle for a long, long time and how it grinded on her, and now she has these mental health issues that have forced her at the age of 29 to retire. So, and Mickey, I'll say this to you: it's a tough life out there, huh?
It is a hard life. I mean, we're not crying for these guys because they're well compensated for their trouble, but it's a tough life, and you got to want to do it. You got to, you're going to be sacrificing your family. You're going to be sacrificing a lot of things, and what is it ultimately? What is it worth to you?
Yeah. All right, Johnny. Real quick, I'm watching last night between the hockey game, which was fabulous, went to overtime, and the NBA game. There's the NCAA from California team match play going on, and the last one was Ohio State and Auburn for the right to play Florida State for the championship today. Auburn eventually won. There's this incredible freshman they had that was the freshman of the year in the SEC up against a senior from Ohio State, and he's a small guy, but this amazed me. They're on 16, which is a 147-yard over water par 3. They hit gap wedges. The smaller guy from Ohio State, who ended up losing on the 21st hole, he hit on a par 5, 602 yards, 3-wood, 3-iron. I mean, where are they getting this kind of club head speed to do that?
They're going to have to, gear down the golf ball. They're just destroying these golf courses. Every week, they're 20 or more under par. They're ruining these golf courses, demolishing them, just flying over. Every shot flies over all the hazards. There's a big article on Bryson DeChambeau in Golf Magazine, and he hit a 9-iron 190 yards. So, I mean, you could basically go out and play golf with a 9-iron, a putter, and beat probably 90% of the amateurs in the world.
To me, Mickey, I don't know if they should be just honest and give us the degree of loft, because that's part of it. What that 9-iron or that 8-iron might be is different than the ones you and I hit. I think I'm not 100% certain on it, but I think it is. I think if we gave degree of loft, we would be a lot more honest about what we're doing here. But I don't understand how you can hit 3-wood, 3-iron and go 600 yards. There's something wrong here, Mickey.
There is, and the courses that we see on television, and I'm sure with the NCAA tournament as well, they want them to be hard and fast. So if they do hit the fairway, they're getting 100 yards of roll, which we don't get. You go around here and play as you and I play on these golf courses, we're not getting hardly any roll. So the amount of roll that they get, and we noticed. Davis Riley hit driver and some type of iron into a 650-yard par 5 on Sunday. Amazing. The ball goes so far.
I mean, and look, when you've got par 4s on tour now that are 490 yards, it just tells you something. And I don't know, are we getting a limited ball at some point in time? I can't remember who told me, but they should just they should limit the size of the driver head, that where you could still hit it almost as far, but you'd get a lot more misses, so you would be a little less liberal in your approach. I don't know, but something's got to be done. I think we know that for sure. I know we got to make our picks as we're close to running out of time. Zach, you get to go first. Canadian Open, the RBC. I love Canada. I love Canadian golf. This is always a great event. Kind of pull for a Canadian. Finally, we had one win last year. There had been a drought. What do you think will happen this week? You got pick number 1.
And I'm taking Rory McIlroy.
No big surprise there. Excellent pick to get back into it. Mickey, you're second. I'm 200,000 in front of you, so this is close.
I'm going to go with Sahith Theegala. Hard to go wrong with him.
Okay. I'm going down the list a little bit because I think this guy is due to win. He always plays well in the Canadian Open. He's one of my favorite guys to watch. I'm going Tommy Fleetwood. Johnny, you're $1 million ahead of me. I'm coming after you, baby.
Oh, boy. All right. Good luck. I wish you the best of luck. Going to have to go with Taylor Pendrith.
Canadian.
Yep.
2 years in a row. Could it be?
Yeah.
All right. That leads us back to Zach.
Man, you have to call. There's not a lot of guys to pick from this field, but we're going to go with Nick Taylor.
Nick Taylor. There's another Canadian who is the defending champion, I believe. Mickey.
Shane Lowry's been playing awfully well. I'm going to go with Lowry.
He won with Rory earlier this year. I'm gonna go with another Canadian, Corey Connors. Johnny?
Okay, I'm going to, let's see, we'll try S.H. Kim.
S.H. Kim or Tom Kim?
S.H. Kim.
S.H. Kim. Okay. That gets us back. Last pick for Zach.
Let's go with Daniel Berger.
Daniel Berger, the former FESJC guy. All right. Mickey?
Well, I gotta pull a Canadian in there for sure. So we're gonna go with Adam Hadwin.
Okay. God, you guys left me a lot of good players. I really was going to go with this dark horse, Mackenzie Hughes, who's like from that golf course. That's his golf course. But you've left me Tom Kim. I love him. I got to go with Tom Kim. Johnny.
Okay. Hamilton Golf Club is the most prestigious golf club in all of Canada.
Yeah.
And they used to buy Blazers from me till the guy left. And they're buying now from some guy that owns a tailor place. But I'm going to have to go with Eric Van Rooyen.
I actually thought about him. I've got him underlined. He's actually a South African. But he for whatever reason, he's got some connection to this club and is a guy who's a real dark horse. So Zach's got Rory, Nick Taylor, Daniel Berger. Mickey's got Sahith Theegala, Shane Lowry, Adam Hadwin. I've got Tommy Fleetwood, Corey Connors, and Tom Kim, Taylor Pendrith, S.H. Kim, and Eric Van Rooyen for Johnny. Thank you, guys. We appreciate it. Mickey, thanks for breaking the news on when Audubon's going to open. Again, it will be Thursday, August the 1st. We'll see you guys again next Wednesday.
Yep. Thank you, Wolo. Got to say a tribute to Bill Walton. I was totally shocked when he died.
Yeah.
And really love that guy.
Yep.
Anyway.
We all were. Thank you, Johnny.
Yep.
We appreciate it.
Okay.
We got to take a break. We're back in just a minute. We'll be joined by Jason Munz. We talk Tigers and DJ in just a second.
We are real sports talk. Sports 56 WHBQ. Available on your radio dial at 560 AM and 98.5 FM, as well as around the world online at sports56whbq.com. Take us with you everywhere by downloading the Sports 56 app. And at home, just say, Alexa, play Sports 56. Wherever you are, stay tuned in to Real Sports Talk. Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
It's time to get to Gossett Kia on the Pike so Bobby J can put you in your new Kia today. Want summer fun and 41 MPG? We Gossett with 2024 Kia Forte LXS. $199 a month, $34.99 due at signing. How about 282 miles of EPA estimated range with new 2023 Kia EV6 Win? $249 a month. Get extra room and extra fun with 2024 Kia Telluride LX. $357 a month, both $39.99 due at signing. All 24-month lease plus 0% APR for 48 months It's available on the all-new Kia EV9. And peace of mind with Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. So hurry to Gossett Kia, 1900 Covington Pike. Online, KiaCovingtonPike.com.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
Include all rebates and incentives. Price excludes $695 PF. Lease includes PF $695, $650 acquisition fee, ED6, P5610964, MSRP $50,200, Telluride RG $510,849, MSRP $38,305, Forte LXS RE $781,69, MSRP $21,820. Plus finance through Hyundai, excludes tax title and license. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 5/31/2024 with approved credit. Dealer stock only.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is your buddy Johnny Radio. I'm here with Mark, the owner of Dyer's, out in Collierville's historic town square, where they've been cooking up them burgers since 1912, the old-fashioned way. Mark, what's going on in life? I see you got your 4 kids with you. What do they love about Dyer's?
Man, they love everything about Dyer's. They love all the great food that we serve, and they really like eating our good food and watching some of their favorite sports.
Braden, what do you like at Dyer's?
I like a bacon burger with fries, a milkshake, and with a Tigers game in the background.
Carter, who's your favorite football team?
The Carolina Panthers, and just with some macaroni with that sounds amazing.
My man Beckham, what's your favorite food over at Dyer's?
We like the double cheeseburgers.
Kinley, what is your favorite dish over at Dyer's?
Daddy's cheeseburgers and the Dallas Cowboys game in the background.
Just remember, everybody, bring your family, bring your friends, bring your team out and eat at our place.
So head on over to Dyer's in Collierville's historic town square.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at getethos.com. That's getethos.com.
Everyone needs protection, whether you're on the field or on the road, so make sure you have the best. Bob Simpson State Farm Insurance can buckle you up with auto insurance, can back you up with life and health insurance, cover your business whether it's starting, growing, or maturing, and don't forget to insure your home, no matter if you're an owner or a renter. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call Bob Simpson today at 901-381-1233 or go online and get a free quote at bobsimpson.org. Stay protected with your good neighbor, Bob Simpson.
Now back to Wolo and Friends on Sports 56. Here once again is the voice of the Tigers, Dave Woloshin.
It's decision day. We're going to talk to Jason Munz about David Jones' decision in a minute. Brought to you by Grind City Brewing, taking care of beerness in Memphis. Grind City, not just a great brewery with all the great products like Poppy's Pills, the Pilsner, or the Godhopper, the Pale Ale, or the Amber Lager Thaddeus. Of course, I love Tiger Tail. That's the craft malt liquor, unlike any other malt liquor you've ever had. Or if you like Blue Moon, the Belgian-style wheat ale. But I also love the grounds. I love the fact that you can look at the city. You can look at the two bridges, in particular the M Bridge right in front of you, the picnic grounds that then later become a concert venue. There's concerts, there's shows, there's everything going on at Grind City Brewing, just north of downtown a few blocks. A great place to really have a fun time. Grind City Brewing, taking care of beerness, entertainment, and good times in Memphis now for quite a bit. Will it be a good day for the Tigers? I've already told you my gut feel is DJ will stay in the NBA draft. Have we got anything conclusive yet, Jason Munz?
Boy, I wish I could tell you we do, but we do not. We do not. We are still awaiting official, formal announcement.
The longer it holds out, I think the less chance it is he's coming. I don't know what he's waiting for or why he's making this a cliffhanger, but he is. What's your gut feel?
You know what has been so, I don't know, you could look at it on one hand as frustrating, or you could look at it on the other hand as exciting, but like it seems to change by the hour, honestly. Like I have had conversations with people that lead me to believe it's unlikely that David Jones will come back to Memphis. But I've also had conversations with different people, who seem to think, and justifiably so, that he's going to come back.
Well, I guess my question there would be, who's more plugged in, the ones that doubt or the ones that think he's coming back?
That is, I would. That's a tough question. I would say, if I had to give, like more weight to one or the other, I would say of the ones that I've spoken to personally, it's the one that I believe, the side that I believe to be more plugged in is the side that is erring on the side of him staying in the draft. So, but I could honestly sit here and make what I believe would be a strong case for, because here's what I do know. I know beyond a shadow of a doubt that David Jones desperately wants to start his professional career sooner rather than later. And
he's older, so he probably needs to.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that because of anything about Memphis. I believe that he loves Memphis and loves the Tigers and loves Penny Hardaway. But this is his dream. Professional basketball is his dream, and specifically the NBA. And I could see a scenario where the reason why there has been no formal announcement is because he has not heard what he wants to hear yet, and he wants to give it every last split second of a chance.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
To get that, promise or assurance or whatever that he's looking for from somebody, and he's going to give it every last second that he can possibly give it. But, as we sit here at 10:52 a.m., there has been nothing has been made public, and we're still waiting.
Well, I can make arguments either way. I really think it would better serve David financially to come back to Memphis this year, play in front of big crowds, national TV, try to up your ante, become a better ball handler and a better defender. But I can see, what are you really, 24, 25? You're older. You got to get that clock going. How much of a better year are you going to have than you had last year? But you didn't help yourself at the combine. You're really only 6'3.5". So that's tough for him.
And the other thing,
you go ahead.
Well, I was going to say the other point, to further your point. Pretty much anybody you talk to says that this year's draft is significantly weaker. Top to bottom, people who project this sort of thing might project that it would be tougher for David Jones to get what he's looking for next year than it is this year.
Yeah, I buy that. If I said this earlier, I don't know if you were listening, but this is not a fatal blow to the University of Memphis. I obviously you want a guy who could be your leading scorer, led the league in scoring last year. You want him to come back. It's not going to hurt you. But if you lose him, you think, I thanked you on the air, you gave me the figure, 31%. That was the amount of shots that he took from the team last year. 31% of the time the team shot, he took them. And when you've got Haggerty and Rogers, Hunter from Texas, you've really got a lot of weapons. And, you're talking about you got enough scorers, and you're talking about a guy who's got to have the ball a lot. He's not efficient, and he doesn't defend. Where you got a bunch of guys who do defend, and I'm not even talking about guys like Baraka Okoje either. I mean, you can get by, I think, and be really good without David Jones. Not that you don't want him, but I don't think this is a fatal blow by any means.
If he doesn't come back, I tend to agree with you. The way I look at it is, if you had to pick one or the other, you would certainly pick David Jones. He does more good for you than not. You conceivably are you're a better team with him than without him. But to your point, he's turnover prone. That much we know. He does need a lot of shots to
on this team, will he get 31% of the shots?
I don't see that happening. I would no. I would be shocked.
So is that a problem?
Well, so that's what I was going to say is, the old cliche, that's a good problem to have.
Right.
I think that would apply in this sense. If David Jones does return, that's a good problem to have. But at the same time, it could be a problem. Who's to say? Who's to say that if David Jones returns, somebody like P.J. Haggerty or Colby Rogers might look at that and say, "Well, gosh, where are my shots going to come from?
Right.
I might need to rethink my position here, and look for another spot if I see the writing on the wall and that sort of thing." I'm not saying that's going to happen if David Jones comes back, but I'm saying it could. And then if they don't, if nobody leaves and everybody's still here and David Jones is here, there is only one ball, and we have seen where that sort of thing has gone.
We have
gone left.
We have. All right, real quick, Borman out. Who's in? Is that Andre Turner's position?
No, I don't think so. I've been told by multiple people that Andre Turner is going to be on the coaching staff. He's just not going to be an assistant coach. So Andy Borman was still, his title was still assistant coach. And so I do not anticipate one having anything to do with the other. I don't think it was a deal where because they brought in Andre Turner, they had to let someone else go. I think they were bringing in Andre Turner regardless, and Penny was letting Andy Borman go regardless.
Portuguese guard, a kid named Daniel Vieira Tuck. What's the status of this kid? How good is he?
It's on hold as far as the status is concerned. There were reports that he was visiting. He was not visiting. He did not visit. The dead period is through June 2nd. They're currently in a dead period. It's through June 2nd. Daniel Tuck, is participating in the FIBA World tournament starting June 1st, or he's leaving June 1st. So I'm not sure when he's going to visit or if he's ever going to visit. But he looks like an intriguing prospect, although that being said, he's never played a minute of Division I basketball, and I would not look for him to. And
he's an older guy, right? He's like 20 years old.
He's older than your average player who has not played Division I basketball yet. So yes, he's got a few things stacked against him right now. So just that one's TBD. We'll look at that one another day.
And last thing in 10 seconds, because as always I'm late. Is everybody here except DJ?
Yep, everybody's here. Everybody got here Sunday/Monday, and they're meeting and they are getting everything's checked in, and they'll start camp June 1st.
I love it. Thank you so much, Jason. We'll talk next Wednesday.
All right, thanks.
Thank you. That is Jason Munz from the Commercial Appeal. He's brought to you by the Eflin Insurance Team. If you talk with the Eflin team, they're going to get to know you. They're going to collaborate with you. They're going to find out what's important, what you have, what you need to protect, whether it's your car, whether it's your home, whether it's your future with life insurance. He figures out exactly your needs, what your budget is, and then voila, he finds the perfect protection for you. Same thing with the business. If it's small to mid-size, that's what the Eflin Insurance Team will specialize in. They'll get to know you, your product, your employees, forecast you out a little bit, figure out what your budget is, and then find the perfect commercial insurance. All you got to do is call 901-386-GER. That's 901-386-4777. That spells GER, and that's because they're big Tiger supporters. Get protected the collaborative way. Talk to the people at the Eflin Insurance Team. That'll do it for us. Johnny Radio is right around the corner. We'll see you tomorrow bright and early. Have a great day, everybody.